Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining us. My name is Msafiri Sininde, and I'm not alone today. I'm here with my colleagues.
Hi guys, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Yes, my name is Beverly. I'm a digital editor at Standard. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a content creator, and I'm glad to be here. Yes.
And I'm Robert Abongo, a sports editor and reporter here at the Standard Group, currently reporting on Chan 2024.
And I'm your lovely host. We're here to talk about Chan 2024.
Say the African Nations Championship. I know it's a mouthful, but you should say the African Nations Championship.
That's such a motto for me. I don't think I can even pronounce or remember all the three letters in AFCON. By the way, you see, I met some people and they were asking me, why are we calling it Chan 2024 and yet we are in 2025? Maybe that's a good place to start.
Yeah, thanks Msafiria. Thanks for the podcast. I think it's an important avenue for people to understand this tournament more. We were supposed to host this, and I mean we as Kenya, we were supposed to host this tournament last year. But because we were not ready, CAF gave us an allowance to prepare ourselves, get your houses in order, and see if you can host it next year. That's what we did, and the government just deliberated among themselves and came up with the money, and Kasarani was started, renovation started at Kasarani and Nyai, remember last year, late, not last year, late 2023. Up to today is when the Chan tournament started in August. Remember, they even gave us leeway because it was supposed to start in February, and they gave us leeway up to August because Kasarani and Nyai were not still ready. Remember, Kasarani is the final, is the stadium that hosts the final. So we had to be ready as Kenya for this tournament to happen.
And by the way, we are not hosting alone. We have Majirani, Tanzania, and Uganda. But I think Beverly had a question.
Yes. Why is it that Kenya is the one being entitled with this event of Chan? Despite having, other countries, of course, they have stadiums, right? But why Kenya? And Kenya, the stadium wasn't even ready. They had to wait for us to get ready. So why Kenya specifically? You have to see value. There's something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say when a country wants to host a tournament, say a World Cup or a World Athletics Championship, they put in a bid, and this bid is put in years before, like 5 years before. Okay. So when Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda came pamoja, that's why it's called the pamoja bid, and decided we want to host this African Nations Championship, there's some money they put out, and when this money is taken, it doesn't come back.
Okay.
So there's that kind of entitlement that we gave you some money to host this event.
So who chose Kenya? Like, did they choose them among themselves, or
no? CAF are the ones responsible for this.
Right.
But of course, there's a number of countries who feel we can host. The North African countries, Morocco, Tunisia, are always ready. South Africa always ready. But China are the one who decided, let's give East Africa a chance, because for a long time you've never seen a major tournament in East Africa.
Okay.
That's why they wanted the world's eyes on East Africa, and specifically on local-based players, because that's what people fail to see most of the time. Right. You know about the Olungas, the Bajabers who's just left for Simba, but no one knows about the, and Austin Odhiambos and the Alpha Onyangos that we just saw. So it's an opportunity for also Kenya and East Africa to be seen worldwide. So that's why there's this kind of entitlement that we must host it. We paid for it. You can't take it away from us.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, and you see, Kenya has long been known for athletic prowess, but now we have Chan here with us, such a beautiful stadium. When I see the photos of Kasarani and Nyayo, it's just a wonderful feeling. Too bad I've not yet been able to watch a match live from the stadium. But maybe, Robert, I know you've covered some of these matches, and especially the Harambee Stars one. When I watch it on TV, especially I remember the first match when we won and we were not expected to win.
Against the DR Congo.
Yes. Can you describe the atmosphere for us? Although you are a journalist, I know, but somehow you're also a Kenyan. Can you just describe the atmosphere in the stadium and the feeling that were going in your mind at the time?
Well, happy to be sitting in the media box, the media tribune, but also sad not to be sitting with the fans, because the fans are the ones who feel the real atmosphere inside the stadium. But what I can say is that there's a lot of enthusiasm about this tournament, from how it's been marketed, how it's been prepared for, how the stadiums have been, let me say, branded with CAF material. There's a lot of seriousness, an element of seriousness with this tournament, and that's what fans have realized. It's not just a Four Nations tournament, it's not just a CECAFA tournament, it's the African Nations Championship.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. If we were playing in the Champions League, the teams playing in the Europa League are playing in the African Nations Championship. It's just a lesser version of the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
So fans have been great. The media tribune has been great as well.
Were you celebrating when we scored?
Of course, because, but I'm also required to take videos, so I celebrate for 2 seconds and take off my phone, take out my phone. But what I can say, the turnout has been impressive, impressive from the fans. People are coming 5 hours before the game, which is impressive.
You only see that in political rallies.
Exactly. People are coming. Some people are actually there from morning hours, 7 a.m., and the game starts at 3. So that tells you that there's a lot of interest in this tournament, especially when Harambee Stars plays. And when other teams play at Nyayo as well, we expected that people would never come to Nyayo if Harambee is playing Kasarani, but we saw Morocco and Angola having like, I think, 10,000 fans.
Yeah.
We saw Angola and Zambia having like 5,000 fans. So
that's
it's
huge.
the interest in football and the tournament at large that has excited me. The fans are turning out in large numbers regardless of the match.
And I think it's also helping in the economy in terms of tourism and all that, because a lot of foreigners are now traveling, you know. I think it's picking up the economic system of Kenya or something. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, don't you think it's kind of rigged, planned? Okay, I have a question.
What do you mean?
In terms of the winning, sawa, I'm happy Kenya is winning and all that, you know, but
Kwanza wewe unaongea hivi, have you ever watched a match? We are talking about rigging here. Are you referring to the VR decisions or what? Have you watched a match?
Yes, I've watched a match on Sunday, the one for Kenya and Morocco.
What did you think about it?
It was good, despite Kenya having less player. You know.
Yeah, we had a red card.
Yes, we had a red card, and despite that we still won. You know, I love how we defend.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. Also, in the previous game, we're playing less, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing for Kenya, you know, despite having less people, we're still winning.
So why are you saying we are rigged? Yeah, I think
politically.
Okay, maybe you're trying to introduce a new dimension we're not seeing. What do you mean we're rigging it politically?
I know, you know, Kasongo with his agendas. You know, you never know. It was just an opinion, but yeah, I feel
probably I have an idea what she's talking about, because we've seen instances of ticketing. There seems to be some inconsistencies when it comes to ticketing that Locke has tried to address, and we've seen some cases of indiscipline, fans trying to breach stadiums, and we know that there are repercussions to that. Maybe just tell us what has been happening so far on that side, which is unfortunate. But tell us what has been happening, probably.
Well, before the tournament, CAF themselves said that tickets will be provided online.
Yeah.
If you want to watch a match, go buy a ticket, put it online on your smartphone or whatever, come display that at the gate. But what we are seeing right now is there's people with physical tickets.
Yes.
Which the LOC chair Musonye yesterday clarified that the physical tickets were only complimentaries.
Yeah.
So the question is, how many complimentaries were there if, say, Kasarani Stadium has a capacity of 48,000?
Yeah.
Because I look at the site, at the portal, it says sold out.
Yeah.
But I go to the stadium, it's not full.
Yeah.
So it means tickets have been bought or tickets have been given, whether physical or digital, but someone has not completed the process of giving the ticket to the allocated person who's supposed to come to watch the match. So the question would be, number one, where this controversy arises is, where are these physical tickets coming from?
Yeah.
And how many were they? How are they distributed? How are they supposed to be used? Because from my understanding, it's these physical tickets that were complimentaries that are being sold to people at maybe exorbitant prices. So you find fans, someone leaving home, knowing he don't have a ticket, they're coming to the stadium knowing there's someone who's going to sell me a ticket somewhere. Yet CAF told you, if you don't have a ticket online, don't come to the stadium. So there's this controversy at the gates where there's people with tickets and there's people without tickets. Another thing is there's people with physical tickets that have been photocopied, printed. Remember that ticket has a QR code that can be scanned.
Yeah.
So you, Msafiri, you give me your ticket, I photocopy it. Beverly gives me her ticket, I photocopy it, I give it to my friends. You see, if my friends go to the stadium before you guys,
I'll be locked out.
You'll be locked out, and you have a ticket. So it's conundrum at the gates.
Wow.
Now, CAF saw this during the match at the against the DRC. There were a lot of controversies. Even someone came in with a motorcycle, which CAF didn't want, because the barricades are placed like if you're at Kasarani, if you know Kasarani very well, Thika Road, there's Safari Park.
Yes.
Under the underpass, under that footbridge is where the barricades are placed. So there's possibly no way a motorcycle can go through. But someone managed to do it. CAF saw this and imposed a 2.5 million fine on us. But it happened again against Angola, and this was at night. It happened again against Morocco, and against Morocco the fans were more than 48,000. So there's a whole issue here with, there's people who have valid tickets, there's people who have tickets that are complimentary and they're selling
which is not wrong.
Which is not wrong.
But selling it is wrong.
Exactly. Complimentary is supposed to be like the standard group has been given complimentary tickets for it's maybe 1,000 stuff. Just go watch the match. We are not supposed to sell those tickets again. So that's the issue. Also, CAF noticed that there was some violence inside the stadium. Common with Kenyans when you go to the Mashebeji Derby or when Shabana is playing someone. Fans are always rowdy. But CAF noticed there's a lot of violence that they don't deem, let me say, proper for a tournament like this. Remember, CHAN 2024 is somewhat a dress rehearsal for AFCON 2027. So CHAN, CAF are actually looking at us and saying, can Kenyans really follow the rules 2 years to the major tournament? So they came out with a report, and I'll actually read what they said they noticed. This was after the Angola game, just before the Morocco game. They said they noticed major security lapses, which included overrunning of stadium gates by ticketless spectators. So someone has gone to the stadium without a ticket, but he wants to watch the match. Because there's a scuffle at the gate, they decide to push even the stewards inside and watch the match.
I blame Gen Zs.
Then there was initial
I blame politics.
there was initial crowd control failure at some roundabouts. Police had to use tear gas to disperse people, as usual, like in Mandamanos, flash grenades, with reports of live ammunition, which the LOC chairman denied. He said if there was live ammunition, we'd see someone dead. I don't agree with that, but there were also violent incidences of stone throwing, especially to the VIP section. And remember, the VIP section is where President Ruto sits. Maybe Raila came and Vuria came in.
I can join the dots now.
Exactly. And remember, the VIP section is where also the CAF president, Patrice Motsepe, who in reality is in the same capacity as any African president, sits with his delegation. So if there's any type of problem there, it's like you are upsetting a president as well. So CAF noticed this as well. And they noticed also inadequate police response. Things are happening, but the police are just...
So probably, what are the repercussions now? I know you said we are given the fine, but what else do we stand to lose if we don't behave moving forward?
Yesterday I was at the presser at Nyayo Stadium, and they said that number one, you have to know that the match against Zambia on Sunday the 17th, it's not at 8 p.m., it's at 3 p.m. It's been restricted to only 20,000 fans, 27,000 fans. So it's 60% of the 48,000 capacity. Also, number two, the fans that are allowed to go to Kasarani on Sunday are fans that only have electronic tickets.
So no complimentary this time?
No, basically no physical tickets. You don't even have to call them complimentaries, no physical tickets. And number three, they've said that only 13,000, I think 13,500 of the 27,000 tickets have been sold on the portal. So we are
So where are
possibly
the rest?
exactly. That's the question. There's a huge controversy around this ticketing,
Don't
where
you think?
we don't see fans at the stadium, but the portal is sold out. So someone has bought these
I
tickets.
don't know. Beverly, do you think people will behave even with these new restrictions? Because Kenyans are known to just
Yeah.
be anti
Government.
somehow. They don't want to be put in a box.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I feel let me take you back a little bit during the demonstrations and all that. I feel that energy of demonstrations and violence and the demonstrations is still happening. Like, people are still angry.
They're looking for an outlet.
Yes, they're still angry with the president and everything. So it will never be wananchi wako hapa, Ruto wako hapa. It will never be that way, and people are okay. I feel it will affect everything. Right now it's affecting the football and everything. So I feel it will never really settle. At the same time, maybe goons were sent. I'm speaking in a Gen Z perspective.
Yeah.
You might find goons were sent to violate, to do all that. Whatever was happening in the demonstrations, something. I don't know.
There's also an element of people saying that political figures were afraid of
One term.
anti-government. That's the correct way to say them. Anti-government protests, anti-government chants.
Yeah.
Because I remember during I think it's the World Cup qualifier against Gabon here at Nyayo.
Yeah.
When the stadium announcer was saying because the match starts, he has to hype up people.
The hype, yeah.
He says Harambee, and
Guys were chanting back.
and he says Ruto must go. You understand?
Okay.
He says Harambee, and people say Ruto must go. So I think politicians were expecting such a thing, and that's why maybe they bought a lot of tickets to maybe hold them, because the system, the CHAN system, the CAF system, does not have a limit on an account buying a ticket. I can go to the
You can
portal
buy as
and
many as
buy
you want.
20,000 tickets if I want.
Yeah.
Which begs the question now, and probably some people have commended our president, even as we probably come to a conclusion. Some people have commended our president, President William Ruto, of giving incentives to our team. He's promised a lot of money. There are reports that that money has already been delivered. They were given 1 million after their win against DR Congo. They were given 500,000 during the draw versus Angola. This recent one versus Morocco, and more promises are being made. And people are saying, is this tied to the performance of the team now? And looking forward, what are our chances? Are these incentives? Would you say these incentives are working? Let me start with Beverly, and then maybe Robert can conclude for us. And what are our chances?
Yes. Obviously, when you see money, you will work extra hard, because you're driven with money, So I feel it's helping the Harambee Stars. At the same time, I feel it's a way, let me say, a manipulative tactic from President Ruto to silence the negative impact he has brought, to wear to put on a mask, so that maybe people can forget the bad things, the
I think
killings.
it's just being smart.
Yeah, manipulative tactic.
Because people are not focusing on one term, but they are focusing on more on the 1 million.
Exactly.
I think Robert can tell us that when the team is down, people start chanting 1 million to the players to motivate them.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about CHAN 2024 is that the restrictions are not so hard here the restrictions are so hard here in Kenya, but not so strict in Uganda and Tanzania. In Tanzania, someone actually goes with a live chicken to a stadium, and you understand how did he get in. But if you look at the restrictions that the Kenyans were given, specifically the last one, it looks like maybe a political element, let me say, not got to infiltrate CAF, but got to influence these restrictions. Because what do you mean I don't have to come to the stadium with a banner that's politically message or it's a football match.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
It's
People
not even allowed.
communicate.
It's a football match. I just can't come with a Ruto must go.
Yeah.
It's a football match. And to be honest, Msafiri, before the DR Congo game, there was a feeling that people want to come and watch football.
Yeah.
People are not coming to. If you ask me, this is my opinion. People, there was no feeling that
There
people
was
were coming to
genuineness.
chant. There was
Yeah.
genuine interest in football and specifically the Harambee Stars. Whenever this ticketing issue came in, is when these stories about anti-government chants came in.
Yeah.
You see, if they just let people buy tickets very well,
By the
people
way.
just will go to the
Or
match and
just being
support Harambee
patriotic.
Stars. Exactly.
Yeah.
On the rewards the president has given, number one, I feel like it's the fans pushing the team. It's the fans pushing the team because for most of the games we are not even having 30% of possession of the ball.
Yeah.
Like the Morocco game, we had
true.
25% of possession. They had the ball all the time.
Yeah.
Angola, we just defended against Angola. I mean, I think DRC is when we tried to show, Benny McCarthy tried to show some style of play. But the fans are pushing the team in a big way. Plus, there's that element of a reward, a 1 million thing reward at
Yeah.
the back of your mind. Some of these players, remember this is a tournament for local-based players. Some of these players play for Shabana, Bandari, KCB. Some of these players have never seen $1 million shillings.
Or even 100,000.
Exactly. So tell a player like that to just win a game
They
and
give
I'll
their
give you $1
all.
million shillings the next morning. Be sure that game they're winning.
I have a question. So do you think these other countries, when they'll be motivated in such a way, Kenya is being motivated, they'll win?
The reason why European countries are so successful in their football is because look at the way their players are remunerated. If you just hear about the Ronaldos and the Messis of this
Yeah.
world, if you listen to what they are given after they played for their national team, it's enough to want to die for your country.
Yeah.
I think it goes it's a huge factor in how we are performing. But also the turnout of the fans has been impressive for Harambee because
Okay.
to be honest, the team is not so perfect. We are not saying that we are a strong team. We are not DRC was better than us, Angola was better than us, Morocco was way better than us. But we have a heart that's pushing us to full time.
Well, I beg to differ.
Oh.
I think we are a good team. It's just maybe we are using dark earth, which is allowed. But as we conclude, briefly, what chances does Kenya have?
I think we
Progress.
have a chance of making the final if fans behave. I think there's that spirit of let's just win this game. Let's just score one goal and let's prevent the opponent from scoring.
Let's
And
get a
that-
red card and defend.
And that's the ultimate thing. That's the thing about football, Msafiri. You can be colorful, you can have beautiful, sexy football like Morocco. We expect Senegal to do the same. But are you winning the game?
Yeah.
That's the question. Are you winning the game? That's what Kenya is doing. Us, we are focused on winning the game. And as long as we keep winning, we might make it to the final, which is in Kasarani. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping Kenya makes it to the final. But we have to see how the quarterfinals goes because remember the semi-finals are not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. For me, this will sound weird, but I'd want to see what if they lose a game, which I'm hoping they won't. Will they be paid? Will they continue to be paid, or what will happen then?
I think before we conclude, you have to remember the next promise was that if they win the quarterfinals, if they make the quarterfinals, basically if they beat Zambia and make the quarterfinals, they get 2.5 million shillings
And
plus
two-bedroom
a
house.
2-bedroom house. So you see, there's also a political element of affordable housing in there. But
Yeah.
that's a good incentive for any
Who doesn't want a two-bedroom house?
who
given
doesn't
to them
want
on
a
Yeah.
house. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want a house from just playing football.
Yeah.
So we might see something from Kenya very soon, in terms of good football. But don't rule out the Moroccos. Don't rule out the groups the group in Zanzibar as well, the Nigerias and the Senegals, and also Tanzania, who have won all their matches. By then, their fans are mocking us all through.
Majirani.
Yeah, you can't rule them out
Kina
because
wao mbovu
if
kabisa.
we don't finish top of our group,
Yeah.
we have to play Tanzania. and that's one of the hardest matches Kenya has to play. Tanzania and
'Cause
Uganda
we'll be
usually give
away.
us a hard time. We rather play South Africa, but Tanzania and Uganda usually
I
give
know, we don't have a
Harambee
very
Stars a
good
hard
record
time. Exactly, don't have
against
a
our
very good
neighbors.
record. So, yeah, we have to win and maybe finish top of the group.
Well, clearly there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack, but that's the time we had for today. And thank you for joining us and listening and watching till the end. And we hope to see you next time on this podcast. Asante.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.